Coming in. Thank you, Jimmy. Here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? My name is Maria, and this is my show. And every Tuesday night at 9 p.m., we come in live through Armed Radio, which you can stream on armeddigitalmedia.com, armedradioglobal.com. You can also get your TuneIn app, type in Armed Radio if you got your phone or your computer, and it comes right on. It's a great way to listen live. And also, we Facebook Live it every week. Okay, right away. Rena Crugnali-Bergi has come in. Susan Campanero has joined us. Gina Savino. Oh, my God, you're right on time. Gina Savino, everybody. Everyone's coming in so quickly. Johnny Tamaro's come in. Michael Bradley's joined us. Hector Garcia. Happy birthday, Hector Garcia. You share a famous birthday with a famous person. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. Kia Nelson's calling in from Philly. Hector, I think you're in Kentucky. Johnny Tamaro's in Brooklyn. Carla Franceschi, Benincasa, she is in Philly. Annette Zito, she's in the Bronx. All right, Rena is in Boston tonight. George Hernandez, you are either in Miami or in Kentucky. Shannon Rakow, hi Shannon, she's in New York. Brian Johnson's in Massachusetts. Lisa Crooker, Crugnali, hi Lisa, she's in Massachusetts. Ed Kutu's in Connecticut at Blade Salon, Rocky Hill. Okay, tonight is so special. Tonight is my Nonna Liberuccia's 100th birthday. 100, folks. Can you believe that? Now, I am going to show you a picture of my Nonna. Now, this was her at her 99th birthday last year. Yes, this picture says it all. My cousin Robbie's beautiful daughter, Alyssa, took this picture. She's an amazing photographer. One of these days, I'm going to have her on the show. She took this picture, and you see how my grandma is making fists like that. That is her in a nutshell. Alyssa, you captured who Nani was here. And my grandma, we're just going to have her call in. Like, maybe we should just have her call in now. So, Rena, I know you're listening. Jason Peck has joined us. I was going to wait a while and give a little background on her, but maybe it's just best that she calls in because we want to wish her a happy birthday. I'm so excited. They had a little party for her tonight in the North End, and my cousin Rita made her a cake with like three. It was actually 3 cakes, so it was like a 1, a 0, and a 0. And they sent me all kinds of pictures and celebrated. So I wish I was there. I can't be there tonight, but I am going home this weekend. I'm going home this weekend. I am literally working till 2 a.m. at mess hall, and then I'm going to get in my car and drive straight to Massachusetts. God help me. Don't ask me. Okay, so here's my cousin Rena calling in. All right, Rena, hang on. I'll put you on speakerphone. Are you there, honey?
Okay. Hi, Tia.
Hi, Rena. This is my cousin.
Birthday Central.
Birthday Central. Thank you. Rena, did you make that beautiful cake?
Yes, I did.
Oh, my God. So my cousin Rena made this cake. I'll show you after we hang up because the picture is on the phone, so I wouldn't be able to do it otherwise. So tell me, what are you guys doing over there tonight?
Something is a bit to talk to you. Hold on.
Okay, great. So this is my grandma now. She's coming on.
Okay.
Nonna.
Tia, stai a me aprillando mia che non.
Oh, Madonna mia, come sta, Ciccanella mia?
Sto buona, se tu mi vedi fare una bandita.
Para una bandita. My grandmother just said, if you could see me, I look like a bandit. That's what you said. Come è stata la giornatoia oggi, nonna?
Bella nonna, una bella giornata. E ancora stata in l'amica mia che mi hanno trovato stasera. Siamo stati qui tutta la famiglia, abbiamo mangiato qua. E mo tengo tutto chi sta qua con la moglie. E tengo Natalina, non Natalina.
Sì, Natalina sta.
Yeah, e dite che si ricorda. E una signora.
I'll translate all this later.
Luisa si chiama.
E che ha fatto? Ha fatto festa stasera?
Yeah. Ho fatto una bella festa, no?
Yeah?
E sto contento.
Oh, yeah, ti voglio tanto bene, nonna, ti voglio bene con tutto il cuore mio.
Pure a te, nonna.
E tu sei la capitana della famiglia, mi senti a me?
Sì, ti sai che sono la capitana.
Ok, e ci vediamo domenica, nonna, ok?
Sì.
ma fa festa. E dimmi una cosa però, non dimmi che marito oggi, che tu sei Savina ma però sei De Furia, dimmi questa.
Io la già non so Savina e sono orgoglioso perché io non vado marito ma ci ho pigliato, non vado giovane, ho avuto una bella fortuna, però io non so Savina, io sono De Furia, sono curiosa non.
Se lo sacci questo.
Quando mi gatto in capo sono proprio bandito. Perché sono curiosa, no?
Lo sacci, no, e ti voglio tanto bene. Ci vediamo domenica, fa festa stasera.
Ok.
Grazie che ha chiamato, nonno, quanto ti voglio bene.
Pure a te, nonno, 3 anni a 30 anni.
Oh, ti voglio bene, il cuore mio è pieno.
Nonno.
Ok, nonni.
Ok.
Ti voglio tanto
Ciao,
bene. Ciao, ciao, nonni.
She's literally, I think, got 100 phone calls today, and she got a bunch of family visiting tonight.
Oh my God, she's on fire.
Yeah, so she was entertaining us with stories and songs. It's like living in an Elvis show. She would just burst into song. We'd ask her if she wanted a piece of cake, and she would start singing a song about cake.
Well,
we asked if she wanted.
Oh, I know she loves to sing, and I can't wait for Sunday because Rena and I are doing a roast at the big party. We sat this weekend and wrote all kinds of things down. My grandmother, I'll tell everybody once we get on the phone, I'm going to talk about Nani and some of the funny things, but today, Rena, she told me that I talked to her today and called her for happy birthday, and she told me that she woke up this morning and started knocking things over on purpose. That's what she said.
This is a show of strength to the 100 years.
That's exactly what she said. Exactly what you just said. She goes, I woke up and I knew that I was 100 today. And I said, nessuno mi falta. No one's gonna F me over. And I'm gonna start knocking things over. That's what she said. Like, so she just started knocking things over, she told me. Like, for the hell of it. Just to say she could.
Oh my God.
Like, isn't that funny? And then she said, my grandma's last name is Savino. And that's, of course, her married name. But she said, don't forget that I might have married a Savino, but I am a Di Furia. Now, Di Furia in Italian means of fury. So she had to remind herself and the world that she was a Di Furia. And that's why she had to knock things over and break things. Because
and poor Tiana, they probably had to
clean up.
Knocked over right now.
I know your mom, who's staying there with her right now, had to clean up all the things she knocked over in fury. In fury, she's like a brat, right?
Yeah, she's like a teenager.
She is a teenager, like through and through. And Rena, do you remember her brothers and sister? They lived long lives as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they were. 103 and 105, I think.
Unbelievable. Now, I heard the story that when Sid Leonardo, which was her brother, who I think he was 103 when he passed away, on his 100th birthday, he played a trick on his kids. So they came from all over Italy to visit him because it was his 100th birthday and they're going to have a party. So he was sleeping in bed and they went to wake him up in the morning and they were shaking him. They were like, Pa, get up. And he pretended like he was dead.
Oh, no.
Yes. And then when they were like, Pa, oh my God, when they started to actually believe that he shot up and said, I fooled you. And he started laughing. And he scared the shit out of everybody.
Well, I'm glad that didn't happen today.
I know, because it could have gone that way, but instead she just woke up and started kicking some shit around. That's it.
Oh my God.
With those Italian lady slippers.
Oh yeah.
You know how that goes. Oh my God.
Part of her arsenal of things she could throw away.
Listen, is your mother there?
Yeah.
Let me say hi to your mom.
All right, hold on.
All right, I love you, honey. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, love you too. Bye.
Bye. All right, here we got my Tiana's coming up. Tiana, how are you?
I don't know.
I know. I don't know is right. It's crazy over there, right?
It's crazy, but I'm proud. I love her.
I know you love her, and thank God, thank you for taking
And I
care
will
of her,
do
Tiana.
anything.
You and Uncle Nicky are like godsends.
Yeah, thank you. God, thanks.
Well, I'm gonna see you this Sunday. Now, did she do anything? Did she do anything today? Did she try to knock you over or anything? She said that she told me.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
She did.
Yeah, she said, Anna, you're September 1st.
It's September 4th. I'm always strong, she said to my Ziana. So my grandma said to my Ziana, be careful, because I'm still strong. Be careful. I mean, what is she? She's like a gangster, my grandmother. She's like a gangster grandma. Right? She's like a mafioso. Okay. Oh, so she wants us to be afraid of her, so we listen to her.
And you know me, I listen.
I know you. You're the sweetest thing on the planet. You wouldn't hurt a fly.
Thank you.
I know. Well, I love you, Tiana, and I'll see you this Sunday, okay?
Okay, I love you too. I love you so much.
I love you. Is Uncle Nicky over there?
Yeah.
Okay, put him on.
Hi, Tia.
Hi, Uncle Nick.
Hi.
How's it going?
Wonderful.
So today is a big, big day. That's why I wanted you guys to call in. I wanted all my radio listeners to celebrate Nani's birthday.
Listen, today is Nani's really 49 years old.
Yeah.
Today, she's celebrating the 51st anniversary
of
her 49th birthday.
All right. Well, that's a good way, because my grandmother, let me just tell you why my Uncle Nicky said this, because my grandmother, our whole lives, told us she was 49. She literally stopped at 49 and would not go any further. And eventually on her 80th birthday, we threw her a 50th birthday party. And we were like, Nani, you have to be at least 50. Do you remember that, Uncle Nick?
Yes, I do. That was great.
That was great. But now, so you're saying now that it's the 51st anniversary of her 49th birthday.
Exactly. It adds up to 100.
It adds up to 100.
Yeah. When I tell people that Nani's going to be 100, they say, well, Nick, you and Anna come from good genes. And I immediately tell them, my mother's killing me. Softly.
I'm telling you.
She's killing Anna, too.
I know. Uncle Nicky, she told me this morning that she woke up and she started kicking things and breaking things because she was a defudia.
I've got scars to prove stuff, but I don't want to talk about it on the air.
I know. I'm sorry. Did she beat you up a little bit?
Just a little. I got scars, though.
Did she slap you in the back of the head?
No, it was mostly pots, pans, cups, shoes, and an occasional knife, but she didn't know it was in her hand.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, she's sneaky. She's a sneaky snake.
She's calmed down a lot.
Yeah, she has calmed down a lot, I'm telling you. Well, all right. Listen, I love you guys. I'll see you Sunday. I can't wait for the big party.
Us too. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Me too. And thank you, Uncle Nicky. I love you so much. And give everybody a kiss for me.
Will do.
All right.
Listen, there's other women here, but I'm married. Remember that.
I know. See, this is the problem. People love my Uncle Nicky, but he is married. He's been married for quite some time now.
And my lovely wife is right here.
I know, and I love Kathy. Tell her I love her.
Will do.
All right, honey. I'll see you soon, okay? Okay, bye, everybody. Hey, put Nani on one more time.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Happy birthday, Nana.
Okay.
All right. Okay. But, oh my God, my crazy family. Okay, so That was okay. So you heard my grandma. Now let me go back and see who was checking in here. So Leo Rodriguez came in. Leo did a show last night at the Duplex. It was amazing. Michael Klein, Jeffrey Campbell. Hi, Jeffrey, my sweetheart. Liliana DeRamio. Hi, Liliana. We were childhood friends, and she's listening. We're celebrating my grandma's 100th birthday tonight. She just called into the show, and it was amazing. Tony Garcia has joined us. Annette Zito. Hi, Annette. I know. I do have a video of her. Maybe I can pull it up on my phone. Just that I'm flying solo here. All right. So yeah, Nana knocks over. Okay, that's a good hashtag. So Annette Zito, the hashtag is Nana knocks over 100. I'm telling you. Gina, you know my grandmother, Gina Savino. By the way, everybody clap for Gina. Gina Savino, you know my grandmother. She does knocks things over. Christina Ariana, that is my cousin Christina. Christina, you might be there with Nana now. Celebrating. Scott Ryan has joined us. Oh my God. I got to tell you this story. Scott Ryan, who used to be my roommate many years ago. So my grandmother loves Scott Ryan. So she and Scott were like fast friends. And so she was shuffling around, and then she pulled me aside, and she just loved Scott. So she said to me, hey, next time, well, I'll translate it. Basically, it was, listen, invite Scott to our family gathering. So she goes, she did it with the accent. She said, bring a telescope, come to the house. Although she sounds a little higher. Telescope, come to the house and bring the girlfriend. Now, my friend Scott does not now or ever has had a girlfriend, if you know what I'm talking about. So I said, Nani, Scotty doesn't have a girlfriend. You know, and I was going to say, and she goes, oh, I know. He's like Liberace. So that was my grandmother's way of saying, oh, no, I get it. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He's like Liberace. That's all I need to say. So that's my Scott Ryan story. Remember that, Scotty? So Virus Federico has joined us. Jean Craigie from Stoneham. Hi, Jeannie Craigie. How are you, honey? Mark Katzoff has joined us. Scotty knows. He remembers. That was crazy. She loves Scotty. Russ Woolley. Hey, handsome. How are you? Bill Goff. Happy birthday, Nana. And Bill Goffey's also a Scorpio. A lot of famous Scorpios out there. And Andrea Savino. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? We're celebrating my grandma's 100th birthday, Andrea. She is 100 today. Can you believe this? Isabella Raskowski, that's my cousin Marisa. Marisa, it's Nani's 100th, and Sunday we're having a huge party. I'm working till 2 a.m, then getting in the car and driving straight there. Don't ask me how I'm going to do it, but I will. And it's going to be great. I'm going to do a roast. So I can't wait. Let me see. Paul Bruno. Hi, Paulie. What's up, Paulie Bruno from Gavon's Produce? Angelo Mastrolia. Hi, Angelo. How are you? That's Jerry Mastrolia's dad. Speaking of Jerry, there's Jerry now. Jerry's going to call in at 9:45. Maybe we'll have you call in sooner, Jerry. I don't know. Just stay tuned, Jerry. Stay there. Paul Unson has joined us. She is a sweetheart. Elvira said she's a sweetheart, but she's also fire on wheels. I will say that, and I'll tell you some stories too. So does she still hit Uncle Nicky with the wooden spoon? Yes, Liliana. Thank you. Michael Nicky is permanently ducking, as was my grandfather, because you don't know when she's going to wind up. She's got the wind up. Now she's 4'11", so when she does wind up, she's got to go up. It really is a wind up because she's shorter than everybody. But somehow she manages to reach the back of your head or your butt. She could do that too. She can kick you still. So John Michael Diaz has joined us. Ron Crignali. Hi, Ron. Yeah, Nani's nothing like, I know, Nani, right? She is hogging the show. You're right. And she called. Did you hear how loud she was talking? I said to Rena, make sure she raised her voice, but she doesn't have, she's right there with you. She can hold it. Oh, Maria Filiomeni. Hi, sweetheart. Also a Scorpio. Maria, you and my grandma share a zodiac sign. She just called in. I don't know if you heard her. If you missed my grandmother who called in, after the show is over, you need to go back and listen to it. Peter Ianello has called in. Wonderful Italians here. Or this is like the Italian show. I'm gonna keep checking. Josie Ann Valentino has joined us. All right, so I want to show you. So here's my grandmother last year on her 99th birthday. You see her holding her fists in the air. So she told me today that she said, listen, I'm a Savino by marriage, but I am a DiFuria by birth. That's her maiden name, DiFuria. In Italian, all names mean something. They're like descriptions. So DiFuria means of fury, coming from fury. So she woke up. She said she woke up with her fists in the air this morning, which I can imagine. And that's it. She just started kicking stuff around. She is the original shit kicker. That's it. She's just, and poor Tiana is right, has to clean everything up. And Tiana and Uncle Nicky, you know, but thank God for my uncle and aunt. But we are excited Sunday. There's a big party happening. So now I want to show you also at her party last year, she did have a crown. There's my dad there in the background there. And my dad loves my grandma. They're like, they chat on the phone. They gossip a little bit. They're like, you know, they're little teenage girls there. And so my grandma's got her crown there. If you see, she's very serious. And you see what else she has? A microphone. My grandmother, and that's where I got it, loves a microphone. Give her a microphone. She's not giving it back. That's all I'm telling you. And she will stay on that mic. And I inherited that from her. Give me a microphone. You're not getting me off of it. So that's my nanny with her microphone last year. And she did sing some songs, which she loves to sing songs. That's for sure. And the songs that she usually sings, I don't know why, but are songs of murder and mayhem. She finds all these songs, Napolitana songs, that from yesteryear, and the ones that are her favorite on her would be her Nana Spotify list are those that have to do with a double homicide. Something, a jealous lover is always involved, and there is always a knife somewhere in a sleeve, and at that last minute, that jealous lover pulls out that knife, and she acts it out. Now she's the older she gets, the more she is singing all day, and it's always these songs, and she shuffles around in her slippers, and then she pulls that knife out, and she will fake stab you with it, and she gets a kick out of this. It's like her thing. So who else has joined us? Robin Carty has joined us. Hi, Robin. No, Cheryl, I know you're killing. You say I'm killing you, but these are true stories. I don't have to make up any stories about my grandma. These are the things that she does. So I have recorded a lot of them over the years at St. Anthony's Feast this year, which was, oh, by the way, I got to show you this. So Jimmy, I was talking to my friend Jimmy, who's our producer and engineer, and we love Jim Bell. Thank you, Jim Bell, for all your hard work. So what he was saying was, because I have to tell him the name of the show before we do it so he can put it into podcast. And I said to my grandma's 100, he goes, I thought it already was. And here's what we were referring to. So Jimmy, you were partly correct. You were correct. So this year at St. Anthony's Feast, which is the last Sunday in August, it's always St. Anthony's Feast in the north end of Boston, which is where my grandma lives. And we have a tradition in my family. We throw balloons and confetti off of the roof. It's a really big thing for our family. It's a family reunion. And my grandma this year was, because 1919 she was born, and St. Anthony's Feast started in 1919. So they made a big sign that they hung on my grandmother's window. Now, I don't know if you can see this. So there's my handsome cousin Robbie. So there's my grandma in the window. You see, there she is in the window. And then they made a sign with her. She's right here. That's her, 100. Oh, no, on the other side. So St. Anthony and my grandmother, the same year the feast started, my grandma, there she was. And so she was like the belle of the ball this year. She's always the belle of the ball, but this year she was especially famous. And everybody just came to see her. So as my cousin Marisa says, she was like the grande dame. That's Marisa's thought of that. And I said, you're right. She was the grande dame. She was sitting there all day in her chair, like a throne, and people came to visit her. And she's funny. I was telling Jimmy earlier, her favorite thing in the world is a whoopee cushion. And she will get you every time. You do not know from time to time where that whoopee cushion is going to be stashed, stored, hidden. and she's going to get you. She enjoys things of that nature. She's a practical joker. She when my grandfather was still alive, God rest his soul, she scared the living hell out of him on a daily basis with sneaking up on him, pretending to have a gun in her pocket. I don't always. Her favorite actor of all time is Anthony Quinn, and she would act out Anthony Quinn movies, and they would always involve being punched in the stomach or someone being roughhoused. For some reason, there was a lot of roughhousing happening with my nana. So she hasn't changed up. I mean, she slowed down. I'm not going to lie, because she is 100, and at 93, she fell and broke her femur, which is your bone right here. That's your femur, is like up on your thigh. So she fell because she was doing laundry, of course, and up on some stairs, and she fell. And it was anyway. So she had to have an operation, and everybody was like so nervous because, I mean, 93, your bones are like they're like powder, they're brittle, right? So everyone was really, really freaking out. And anyway, she went in. They have great hospitals in Boston, and she got her operation. Marco D'Amato has joined us. Hi, Marco. And she said, "Oh no, don't worry about me. I'm coming back. I'm coming back strong." And we were like, "Oh my God, she's 93. She broke her femur." So she was in this rehab, after you have your operation, and then they put you like in this rehab center where you have to like rehab back to be able to walk, and they teach you to do all these things again. Now, she's 4'11". She has little skinny legs and little brittle bones. She broke it. She's back in rehab, and she's there. So I'm visiting her, and she pulls me very close to her, just like a godfather would do. Seriously, my grandmother is the godfather, right? So she pulls me really close, like she's sitting in the chair in her wheelchair, and she pulls me down. So she's going to whisper in my ear. And in Italian, she basically, the translation of it was, "Get me the F out of here. It's all old people." I was like, "Nani," and she said, "Get me away from these old people." Now, most of the people in there were 20 years younger than her, but for some reason, she saw them as old people. She was 20 years old. So she was like, "Get me out of here." So and I was like, "Okay, all right. Here's how you got to get out of here. You got to do what the physical therapist tells you to do." So if they would tell her to do 20 leg lifts, she did 40 to prove, "I don't want to be here with these old people. Get me the hell out of here." So that's, I mean, she's bad. She's terrible. So eventually she got out of there with the old, she doesn't want to be with the old people. So those were some of the things that she used to say. So I wrote a few things down here. Now, when I was a kid, these are some of the things my grandmother used to do. So I was in Catholic school at St. Anthony's School in the North End of in Boston. And, your mom drops you off, or, your neighbors drop you off in school. And I was an honor roll student in a Catholic school. I mean, I wasn't perfect, trust me. I had my stuff, but I really was a good student. So I actually loved going to school. So this would happen occasionally, though. And the funny thing is, I didn't tell my parents this until about 10 years ago. 10 years ago. I'm in my 50s now. 10 years ago, I finally confessed to my parents this story. So my grandmother would come, and I'd be in school, and I would hear on the intercom, "Maria Piacentini, please report to the office." And I would freeze, like, "What? What do you mean report to the office? What did I do now?" So the teacher would say, "Maria, you have to go to the office." And I would go to the office, and then they'd get a phone call from the office. It'd be, "Please bring your things." I was like, "Bring my things?" Like, I'm really in trouble now. My jacket, your book bag, you go down there, you're freaking out. And you would see the principal, Sister Mary Superior, Mother Superior, whatever the hell her name is. And then I would come down, I would see her, and then she would say, "Your grandmother is here to pick you up." I'd be like, "My grandmother?" And then I would look to the side, and my grandmother would be sitting there looking innocent, but I knew her better. I knew she wasn't innocent. She would be sitting there, and she would say, "Oh, sister, thank you so much, because I got to go to the dentist, and I need my granddaughter because I don't speak English." So, and then she'd go like this. She'd give me the wink when the nun would turn, when Mother Superior would turn. And I had to keep a straight face at like age 7. So at age 7, I'm sworn to secrecy by my grandmother, who was taking me out of school, supposedly to go to the dentist. But the truth is, we're not going to the dentist. I know that, and she knows that. And now I've lied to Mother Superior in Catholic school, so my little Catholic brain thinks I'm going to hell. But the other brain says, well, you can't disappoint your grandmother. Okay, you see what's happening here. So then we would leave and she'd say, we're not going to the dentist. We're going to Gilchrist or uptown. Georgia Marsh, she used to call it, Jordan Marsh. Vama Georgia Marsh. And we would walk there and we would go to the Gilchrist counter and we would sit and we get a grilled cheese and we party all day. We were playing hooky. So I could never, ever, ever tell my parents. She swore me to secrecy. Couldn't tell the nun, Mother Superior, or my friends. And I could not tell my parents. I mean, this is crazy, right? So one time, we're at Haymarket, and this is when Haymarket used to actually be a market. So there was it was like an open, kind of like a farmer's market, right? So there was a lot of, you'd walk around. Anyway, I accidentally stepped on a crate that had a nail sticking out of it. And with my sneaker or my shoe, whatever. Anyway, the nail went through my shoe. Now I am in total pain. I'm bleeding. And I said, I'm supposed to be in school, mind you. And she said, oh my God, what are we going to do? I said, I'm bleeding. She goes, well, we can't because I've taken you out of school. So we went back to her house, we tried to repair this thing. I had this nail in my foot, almost bled. I can't even tell you. And I had to lie about it. I had to pretend that I stepped on a nail somewhere, but the nuns didn't know about. I mean, this was crazy. Can you imagine? So these are the secrets I have kept. I am finally confessing, although I did confess about 10 years ago to my family, to my mom. My dad might not know, but my mom, and she actually laughed her head off. She was like, well, she did that to all of us. So anyway, that's my grandma in a nutshell, basically. All right. So this is what when they were still in Italy. This is my grandma right here. I love this picture. Gina, I've showed you. That's Gina's grandpa right there. Uncle Louis, that's my grandpa. My Ziana, my Zigiano, Maurice's dad, and there's my mom. Okay, so that's my grandma. This is before they came from Italy. This is in Italy. And now, of course, this is last Christmas. Look at how cute she is. But as I told Jimmy earlier, you do not want to mess with my grandma. She will kick your ass. That's it. So, all right. Now I am going to show you what we made. I'm going to go straight to the part of our show called Go Ahead, Keep Eating. All right. So, because my grandmother lives in Boston and we're New England people, I was feeling nostalgic and New Englandy. So what did I get? I didn't make these, by the way. I got them. I bought them because I didn't have time to make this stuff, but I really was craving it. These are lobster cakes, like crab cakes, but with lobster meat, and they're delicious. I get them in Jersey at the fish store. Lobster cakes. I made a little tartar sauce there. Tartar sauce. There's some delicious lemons. We're going to squeeze those beautiful lemons right on the lobster cakes. I'm going to put a little hot sauce, a little Tabasco on that. Oh my God. I can't wait to eat this. Does that look beautiful or what? Lobster cakes. Oh, I left a thing on there. Okay. Now for my salad, I love a good salad. What did I make tonight? Boston lettuce. Okay. Boston lettuce, because my grandma's in Boston. Beautiful baby red peppers. I love my red peppers. Red onion and anchovies. I know a lot of you are like, I love anchovies. And I always get anchovy pizza. And my grandmother loves anchovies too. So anchovies there. I'm going to put a red wine vinaigrette. Just makes this delicious. I cannot wait to eat this. All right. And now what do I have? Now all Italian, I had what Italian ladies like. I have another little separate thing for myself. Italian ladies love fruit. That's what they love. Every Italian house at the end of a meal has la frutta. We don't really do the American second generation. We are the dessert eaters. But the Italian ladies, one of the reasons that they live long lives is because they eat a lot of fruit. And it's a big deal. Like, you got to have fruit. If you wouldn't have fruit at the end of an Italian meal, she'd kick your ass again. So I went right out, which I'm lucky because I live in Washington Heights, and they have a little fruit stand literally across the street from my house. So I just went out and got these beautiful. I got an apple, a pear, a plum. My grandma loves plums, and delicious grapes. How can you go wrong? Now, Italian ladies love fruit so much that they don't just have fresh fruit around the house. They even have fake fruit. If you were Italian, you just burst out laughing because you know what I'm talking about. And depending on the decade, this plastic fruit went through many different incarnations. So there was some decades when the fruit actually was bedazzled. Do you remember this? I do. I think I bedazzled some fruit with my mother and took great pride in that. So that's it. Fruit. This is my beautiful meal. Now, I am going to, I got Jerry Mastrolia calling in, and then at the end, we're going to, all right. So I told Jerry, now last night I love Jerry Mastrolia. He's my friend Silvana's nephew. He's a great guy, and he's a great entertainer, but he's also a beautiful guy. And we both share that love of that deep Italian heritage and love, as does Silvana. And he loves his grandparents, and I love that. See, I am a big fan of people that love their families. I can't help it. If you are someone that loves your family, I automatically feel a kindred spirits with you. I'm just one of those people. I love tradition, and especially Italians, but there's so many different wonderful family things. If you love your grandparents, that's it. We're friends for life. So Jerry always talks about his grandparents. Oh, Nicole Savino has just joined us. Hi, Nicole. Nicole is my Uncle Nicky's daughter. Beautiful, beautiful person, and she's my grandma's granddaughter as well. So anyway, Jerry and he talks about his grandparents so much, and I love it. So I was like, Jerry, I saw him last night. He was at the Duplex seeing Leo's show, which was amazing, by the way. Leo's also going to do another show. Leo, also, please post your next show so people can get tickets. I believe it's December 4th or December 5th. I can't remember exactly, and I don't want to screw it up. So Leo, please post your next show. It's going to be at the Duplex. It's the first Monday in December. And Jerry was there. And then afterwards, we went down to Singer Spotlight Night. And I was like, Jerry, come on, get up and sing. So finally got up and sang, and everybody loved it. So it's like, Jerry, how do you feel about calling in? So he's like, sure, I'll call in. And, to talk about his grandparents. And, you don't have to be Italian. It's not that you have to be Italian at all. You just, if you love your grandparents, like I remember hearing Jamie Foxx in an interview, and people knew him as a comedian. And then he did the movie Ray, about Ray Charles, and they were like, we didn't know you played piano. And he said, yeah, it was my grandmother started me on the piano. And he just talked about his grandmother the whole time, and she was the one that said, you're also funny, and she pushed him to do all this stuff. And when I hear an interview and someone talks about their grandparents, my heart just burst open, because I just am fortunate that I had amazing, my grandma's still alive. She's the last man standing. And my grandpa, Jerry, oh my God, the guy was like an angel on earth. So I'm a big fan of that. So Jerry Mastrolia, if you are out there, I would love it if you could call in now. And then we'll also talk about, some of the things that you do. Yeah, maybe I'll just call Jerry right now. All right. And put that on speakerphone. All right, let me see if Jerry answers, because we want to continue the conversation.
Hello?
Hi, Jerry.
Maria!
Oh my God, honey! First of all, I got to tell you, I'm so glad that you got up on that mic last night and sang. What did I tell you? They were going to love you, and they loved you.
It's all because of you. And thank you so much for your beautiful words and your encouragement and your beautiful shining face from the bar. It meant everything last night. So thank you. Thank you, my love.
Well, you're welcome. Now, honey, I just a little while ago, I was talking about one of the reasons that I feel connected to you and your aunt is I love people that love their families, that are steeped in tradition and respect their elders. I guess that's what it really boils down to.
Respect in the Italian household is respect or it's nothing.
Exactly. Now, like I always had, they were my number one fans, my grandparents. And
Yeah.
did you? I know you have that too. So talk about that a little bit, Jerry.
Well, first of all, happy birthday to beautiful Mommy. Happy birthday, and God bless her every single day that she's on this earth.
I know.
Oh my God, 100 years, 100 years. That ain't no cakewalk. Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That is amazing. Another 100 years.
I know. Talk about cindano. When people like toast in Italian, they go cindano. Like we go cheers. Cindano means 100 years. So my grandmother can say like she's made it there. It's
yes, she has. Yes, she did.
Now, Jerry, tell me about your relationship with your grandparents.
My relationship with my grandparents, I mean, again, like you said, they're part of our foundation. They're the ones that believe in us. They fuel us. I being a little Italian boy, first generation born here. Both my parents were born in Italy, and so it was a lot of things to get used to. I'm still getting used to some things in the American culture over here, but
that's interesting.
So many times it's just so many lessons with learning from my grandparents and my nonna, and trying to explain the American ways to them, and there was a story that just popped up in my head. My sister and I were kids. They picked us up from school, my nonno and my nonna, and my nonna turned around and said, "Vera, now where do you want to go for lunch? Do we go someplace nice for lunch? It's so beautiful nice." I said, "Okay, nonna, Erica and I, we want to go to Subway." And she turns to the back and she said, "Subway? Now you want to go to Subway in New York? Now what are we going to do on the Subway in New York?
Oh, so she thought you meant the Subway in New York. She didn't realize Subway was a sandwich shop.
Yes, and I told her, and it took various hand motions and so many explanations. So no, it's the place you go eat. No. She's like, "Now what do you want to eat on the Subway in New York? The Leggeri." She turns to her husband, "Leggeri, you hear this? Mannaggia Cristoforo Colombo."
Oh my God. Oh, right. Mannaggia Cristoforo Colombo. They were always like, Mannaggia is, how do you describe Mannaggia? It's like damn. Kind of.
Damn, like goddamn Christopher Columbus.
Right.
I've never heard anybody say that in my life.
Oh, no, my family says it too. Yeah, because you don't want to damn the saints. You don't want, that's like sacrilegious. So usually it's Christopher Columbus. For some reason, they damn him. I don't know what that's about. It's very funny. What part of Italy is your family from, Jerry?
My father's side is near Salerno, in a little town called Palamonde. Shout out to all to the family in Palamonde. They watch.
They watch, of course they watch.
And they love every second of it.
Oh my God.
My mother's side is in Calabria, Cosenza.
Wow. And my family's from Ariano Irpino, which is in Avellino. So we're kind of sort of neighbors there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's close. And I am so looking forward to meeting your grandparents. I can't even tell you.
I can't wait for you to meet them, and just get ready for a wild ride.
Listen, I am always ready for a wild ride. I wake up ready for a wild ride. That's the only kind of ride. I'm telling you. So, honey, do you have any shows coming up that we should know about? I know you just finished the tour.
Just finished the tour, and my troupe, the Golden Gates NYC, we're going to be doing a huge Christmas tour that's lasting from Thanksgiving until the 27th of December. We're going to be gone for about a month and a few days. So, and that's at our website, thegoldengazenyc.com.
Okay.
And then there's some really fabulous things in the new year that I have coming up. And Lynn Portis, I think, is watching, and her and I were chatting last night at the duplex. So her and I want to get together and put something up.
Oh my God,
so
Lynn is the best. Lynn Portis, genius.
She is.
You have to say, I'm telling you, when you say Lynn Portis, you have to say genius after it because she is.
Yep.
Now listen, Jerry, do you also your Silvana, your Aunt Silvana is doing a show right now. Do you have the information on that?
She is. She's doing a show in Fair Lawn, New Jersey.
Okay.
At the Radburn Players. And it runs, this is the second and last weekend. It runs this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to come, Saturday night is the closing night, and they're having a fabulous party after the last performance.
Okay.
Me and my big Italian family, we're going to be at that one.
Now listen, can you do me a favor when we hang up? Can you post the name of the company so that people can click on? Post yours, post yours, and post Silvana's.
That's if Leo Rodriguez doesn't beat me to it.
I know. You know what? He may beat you to it. So if he doesn't, then just post it so people can find that.
He was wonderful last night. I was so happy.
Yeah, Leo his show was beautiful. I mean, I know it's funny, but I found it's just such a touching show, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It takes you on a journey.
Yeah, it takes you on a journey. That's a good way to put it. And I'm proud to say I directed it.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely beautiful from start to finish. Everybody in that audience. It was all about what? It was all about the love.
All about love. All right. Well, Mr. Jerry Mastrolia, I love you, honey. Please
I love you too.
Give your family a hug, and I'll see you soon. All right, sweetheart?
Most definitely. Enjoy your beautiful weekend with your beautiful family.
I will. I'm looking forward to it.
Nani.
Okay. Thank you, honey. I'll tell Nani Chindan. I'll tell her from you.
That's it. Love you.
Love you too, honey. Bye.
Bye.
That was beautiful, Jerry Mastrolia. I love that guy. What a great guy. And Silvana, thank you for introducing us. Silvana, I love too. Now, look at these. Look at these. I usually have these on my piano, but tonight I have to show you my beautiful Italian boxing gloves because these remind me of my grandma. She's a fighter. All right. So now, I have to say hi to everybody. So many people have come on. I am thrilled. Let me see. Marilena Savino. Hi, Marilyn. How are you, sweetheart? She is my cousin-in-law. She's a sweetheart. Love her. Leo has posted his link. Thank you, Leo. Mandar Chick Magnet has joined us. Cheryl Giuliani Rubenstein. I saw you earlier, but hi, sweetheart. Okay, Cheryl says her grandparents raised her too. See? I'm telling you, grandparents are the greatest. Julie Angelina from Australia. How are you, my love? We have missed you. So glad to see you. Julie, it's my grandmother's 100th birthday today. My grandmother, my nonna Liberuccia. So I know you will appreciate that as an Italian living in Australia. And Lynn Portis, genius, has joined us. Hi, Lynn. Another famous Scorpio, Lynn Portis. David Wayne Schism has joined us. Danny McWilliams is, hi, Danny. Danny's a great comedian. Danny has joined us. Brendan Ryan, Sergeant, how are you? Brendan, I got to ask you something. There was this thing on the news this week about a Sergeant Brendan Ryan that helped out a homeless man. Was that you? Because I was listening to the news and I'm like, oh my God, is that Brendan? Unless there's another Sergeant Brendan Ryan. I don't know, honey. If it's you, let us know. If it's not you, I still love you and think you're fabulous. One of these days, we're going to have Brendan come on because he plays the bagpipes. And he's also a great singer and super funny. So Janet Bowen has joined us. That's my cousin. That's my dad's, on my dad's side. Hi, Janet. How are you? She lives in Jersey. Who else? Let me see. Jeffrey Nunez has joined us. Leo has posted events there. Okay, so I'm scrolling. Jerry. Okay. Thank you. Jerry has posted his links to his Golden Gaze NYC. That's Christmas show. Eugenia Mesa, my honey. Hi, honey. How are you? She's in beautiful New Jersey. They're across the gorgeous Hudson River. Brendan, I was a spokesman on that story. Oh my God, Brendan, when are you going to come on the show? I can't believe it. All right, so now, how much time do we have? We have about 6 minutes left. Okay, so I showed you all these pictures of my grandma. Now, what else was I going to say? I think that we should, as a group, sing happy birthday to my grandma. Okay, so hold on a second. I'm going to light these candles, and we are going to sing to my grandma. Everybody hold on, and we're going to do it together. All right. Are you ready? Happy birthday to you. Louder, you guys. Happy birthday to you. Buon compleanno, nonna Liberuccia. Buon compleanno a te. She would blow them out in one. She would blow it out. That's it. Okay, so here's thank you, Lynn. Lynn was singing along. Okay, Mandar, okay, good question. Are we singing in Italian? You can if you like. You can if you like. All right, Julie, we'll see you. Julie's got to run. Okay, because in Australia, I think, are they behind us or ahead of us? I can't remember. Gina has posted cakes up there. All right, so here's another thing. My grandmother is very funny. When you take pictures with her, like this picture, right, that she took with me, this was a series of pictures. But the original one, this was the good one that came out of it. The original one, I leaned in and she said to me, basically, watch it. You're messing my hair up. I mean, that's another thing with Italian ladies. Don't mess with the hair. So I ducked to the side and tucked in. That is the thing with the Italian ladies. Don't mess with their hair. Now, my cousin Cora is her hairdresser. So Cora, nice job there. It's important to have a good hairdresser. Gina is a hairdresser. She and Joyce are at 132 Ferry Street. Joyce's Unisex Salon in Everett. Oh, Gina, by the way, I met someone from Everett. I can't remember his damn name. He came into the duplex. He was a professional golfer. And he was originally from Revere. And I said, oh, I have cousins in Everett. And he knows your salon. So he's going to stop in. I think his name is Josh. But anyway, so if you want to go see Joyce and Gina at 132 Ferry Street, Everett, go and see them. Get your hair did. And then my cousin Cora, she is my grandmother's hairdresser. My sister has a shop, European Flair in West Concord, 1210 Main Street in West Concord. So if you're in the Concord area, go take care of my sister and say hello. And so we want to celebrate. I want you to take a moment. We have a few minutes left here. We got a few minutes left. And I want you to take a minute and look, maybe you weren't blessed like I was with great grandparents. But here's my advice to you. There are amazing people out there that are older than us, that rather than just look, when you see an older person, rather than just look at them and think, what do I have to learn from them? Or especially if you're younger people, sometimes they don't realize the gifts that older people have. What older people are the keepers of time. They are the keepers of stories. They are the experienced ones. They may not know how to work a computer. They may not know how to use your smartphone, but boy, they know things that you can't imagine. I love listening to, like, one of the things I did with my grandma, I have done over the years. I did a lot of it with my mom too, and I'm so glad I did, because when she passed away, I had all this stuff archived. I like to interview people. Even back then, before I had a show, I used to ask them questions. I used to videotape them. You can record people. I'm a big fan of that. Like, and make sure you tell them you're doing it, but to sit with your grandparents, sit with your parents, sit with your neighbors, and ask them questions. There's a great book that I highly recommend called A Grandmother Remembers. And it's just questions that you can ask your grandmother. And it's a great thing to do with them. And you can do it over time. You can't do it in one sitting, but it's a great exercise for grandchildren to do with their grandparents. And another thing, if your grandparents aren't alive, or you don't have people, or you're living in a different city, here's another thing. Like my friend Greg Schlotthauer, a great musician. This week, hey, wake up. Jimmy, how much time do we have?
A minute.
Thank you, honey. So he went to a nursing home and played for there because his mom had passed away 2 years ago this week, and he did that to feel close to her. So go and do great things for people. I want to thank Jim Bell. He's our producer and engineer. He's a great guy. I want to thank Joe Rocks, Armed Radio. Thank you so much. I want to thank all of you who come back week after week. If you want to find us, you know where to find us. armeddigitalmedia.com, armedradioglobal.com. You can find us on Facebook. We now have an Instagram page, What's the Story with Maria, on Instagram, a YouTube channel, What's the Story with Maria, on YouTube. You can find all of our episodes. Thank you, Leo Rodriguez, for doing that. We love and appreciate you. We'll see you next week. And happy birthday, Nonna Liberuccia. Ti amo. La capitana de la familia. Good night, everyone.